Identity crisis, I'm sorry, the video cut off by accident, can ruin your children and damage them as they get older because you have to raise them with the mother and father's background for them to understand that they can be still confused. And it's what you call an identity crisis. And I met a couple of men that I know that were mixed with Hispanic or white that were confused in a way that they didn't really understand who they were. And I also had one, he's deceased now, he told me that he was Hispanic. He wasn't considered black. And he's also had a black father and a Hispanic mom. And he grew up with the Hispanic tradition to go by him. It's as a Hispanic male, not a black male, biracial. So it's just good to teach your kids so they won't get confused about life in general and culture. Hairstyles, it could be from anywhere from the way they dress, it could be anything. They can stereotype the white folks. If you don't teach them the black culture, the black styles, the traditions, and the clothing and style. And some of them don't. I've seen some that don't grow up that way and they're not confused. But as I was growing up, my both parents on my father always told me about the black race. And he told me that, I swear to God, I'm not lying, that you should not have kids outside of your race with a man because they're going to grow up to be confused and they'll take them and their culture back from them, what they were made out of from the dad being black and the mom being white. So I just don't understand it, and I see it happening a lot in San Antonio where I'm from, and it's really sad because you should love who you are and not try to be something that you're not. God made you. And the good thing about America is you can be any race or nationality that you would like. That's what's so cool about America. So I'm going to move on. So this one was about biracial children and interracial couples that have children together that don't teach their kids both traditional culture and backgrounds on both races, ancestrism and things like that. But I disagree with my dad, and I don't think he's right for saying that because I can also have a child if I ever was to have a child, or if I did have a child by a white man or a Hispanic man or Chinese, whatever race other. I can teach them the black culture that I know, that I was raised up with, for them not to get confused about who they really are. So I want to move on, and I want to talk about this little girl that everybody's been talking about from Houston, which the dad looks a little familiar to me and the mom, and it's easy to really solve a case, and I don't understand why the police department is not understanding that that girl was murdered by her parents. All you got to do is add up 2 and 2 together, and believe it or not, that is the reason why that child is coming up missing. And her name is Michaela Davis or something like Mahalia Davis. I think that's her name. Malika Davis. And there was another girl that was found dead about 10 years ago at the age 5. And her name was Malika Davis or something like that. And she was a little bit like the little girl's case that I saw on the news from Houston. And the dad, I think that he got out of rage and they pulled some insurance money on the little girl because she had physical problems. And I don't know if it was from the abuse, but they took my kids away. And the way I look at it, that is unfair to a person to take their kids away. And they didn't do nothing for any reason of what I saw them do. And if the child has been abused, you're supposed to remove that child from the home. If it really was that bad to where the little girl had to have surgery on her brain, all you got to do is add up 2 and 2 together. And I think they CPS regulatory services up there are goddamn stupid. And they made the biggest mistake of their life by letting that little girl back to her parents. And I don't know the family. I've just been hearing a lot of things about the mom and the dad and how it was set up. But she just didn't seem like in that interview, which she did last week, that she was emotional about where she was. She was more feeling like a guilt trip to me in the interview. That's just my freedom of speech and freedom of opinion. And I don't like that. I think that they're wrong, and they need to look at what the wrong parents are right, and the bad parents are right, and the right parents are wrong. And it's not fair when you see other people, when things like that happen to you, like it happened to me, when they removed my children, Child Regulatory Services 12, 13 years ago. It hurts because you see a child that's been abused more than one occasion and has to get brain surgery on her head. You should know not to put that child back with that parent or that parents or that couple. And what I heard was the father was saying that the dad and all this stuff, he's innocent and all that. But it's a reason why that guy has been very quiet lately, and I just want to bring that up. It's very questionable why he's so quiet, and why is the mother the only one speaking out about it. And basically, it makes her look like a mop for trusting him just to have a man around. I don't understand why you didn't get rid of him, but everybody has the freedom of choice of speech and who they want to be with. But she trusted the wrong person, it looks like, or either they both planned this out about this little girl, which is so sad. And I'm doing a video for that reason, because like I say, in the world that we live in today, is right is wrong and wrong is right. And it's so backwards for any child to have to go through that and go back to the same old shit, and have brothers and sisters that never been touched, that never been abused, which that was not his child biologically. And they should have removed those kids and never brought them back long time ago. And I know what happened, and it's so simple for you to figure out what happened, and a lot that we don't know about yet. But I'm going to stop talking about this Davis girl, and I'm going to move on because this video is rolling. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes long. About this damn President Trump. Once again, I hope he don't sue me for making this video, but he has really got us into a path of destruction. And he does not want his truth to come out on how he won the election. He does not want anybody to know his secrets and his lies, which I can't believe they're letting him obstruct like that. And Pelosi talking about pray for him. Pelosi, he don't need to be prayed for. He need to be taken down out of office. That's what he need to be. Because if you look at a person like President Trump, it don't look like that man believe in God at all. To me, he's not a Christian believer and a brother from God above. He has his different beliefs, and like I say, what's wrong is right in this world, and what's right is wrong in this world when people do these things. And I can't see how he's taking food out of motherfuckers' mouth, food and money out of their bank accounts, and he's already closed down like 17 businesses in the United States that were doing very well, which he said in his congressional meeting a couple of years back that he was going to take down the businesses that he felt weren't really doing very well and take them out. And it's just a bad thing going around. And ever since he's been president, I've just been noticing a lot of negligence against people. And poor folks, it hits the most. Poor folks really having it hard with him. But I'm not going to be here long because this was only supposed to be a 10-minute long video. And I already covered the first topic was biracial, or raising a biracial child or children with a black mother and a black father, a white mother and a white father. Or a black mother and a white father. I already went over that, and I already went over that Michaela Davis story. And I think that they just need to all get rid of the wrong and turn it back to wrong, and put right and turn it back into right in this world that we live in. I have suffered since that man has been president, economically wise. We need to get this man out, this worm, this asshole, this beef intruder. He's just a squirrel trying to find a nut to me, and he has no decency. And his money can only last so long with keeping him on top of the world, which he thinks. And He wants it his way. He feels like he's on top of the world. So we need to do something about this president. I'm going to go, people. You have a good night. This is Shani Tells the Truth about talking about things that's going on in America. What's wrong is right, and what's right is wrong now. Shani Tells the Truth. I hope you like my video. Put your comments at the bottom and open up my PayPal page, SeanLP6@gmail.com, for my donation. Keep my channel on because I just got back on here 2 months ago. Bye.